What's up guys, Max here, and hot off the press in the news this morning from Mortal Kombat X, it appears that GORO has been revealed as the next character for the game. Ed Boon was releasing several hints and several teasers about GORO over the past week, and he was highly thought to be the next character, and it's totally true. GORO's coming back. He seems to have gotten quite a bit of a redesign. I think this is a good thing because GORO's never been too interesting of a character myself. He's kind of one of those characters like Idol and Killer Instinct back in the day that just fit that spot pretty damn well at the end of a character roster. But I will say that he looks a lot better than he ever has been before. I'm wondering if characters like Shiva will also make an appearance at this rate, but all things considered, the fact that he's here and he's getting somewhat of a redesign does mean that we're going to see a lot more similar stuff to this. I'm actually kind of surprised that this was not a brand new character. All things considered, they were saying that half the roster is mostly going to be composed of newer characters, but there is a specific catch to GORO, and it's that he's a DLC character, or technically a pre-order bonus character. Now, I don't know how you guys exactly feel about this stuff, but what it eventually comes down to is that you gotta pre-order Mortal Kombat X, and you'll get the ability to download GORO. All the images and the available media for the character do say that you need an internet connection to require to access the downloadable content. And that's a little, it's kind of interesting. They're already talking about DLC early on, which I don't think is exactly a bad thing. I like hearing that games are going to be supported, but all things considered, the fact that this is a pre-order bonus and not saying specifically to a retailer is kind of weird. I'm only curious if it's going to be like you got to go to Best Buy to get, you know, a version of Sub-Zero. You got to go over to Amazon to get Ermac or something like that. I hope they don't go that extreme, and I hope this at least remains somewhat generalized, that it's just a pre-order DLC character, because this is kind of early to be announcing something like this, that there's already going to be DLC down the line. A lot of people are kind of iffy about it. I'm somewhat okay with it, as long as there's not a lot of other characters that I really care about. I don't know if people really care about GORO, but regardless, some people probably do, and it's kind of like a what the hell, but you'd probably be downloading or pre-ordering the game anyway. The other big news that dropped was the fact that the game does have an official release date. And this one's kind of weird because just last night, somebody on Twitter asked me, Nax, when do you think Mortal Kombat is going to come out? And I immediately replied with, well, NetherRealm games tend to come around the spring time frame. Same thing kind of happened for Injustice and Mortal Kombat 9, so I'd say right around April. And lo and behold, GORO and his announcement came with the release date of MKX, which is now arriving on April 14th, 2015. And that's pretty surprising. All things considered, the game was just announced not but 3 months ago, and we're already getting the release date, which is not even a year after the actual first time we saw it, so that's kind of crazy. I'm very happy about that. I was assuming the game was going to get launched around this time frame, but I don't know, man. It's kind of like this game is just right around the corner. Once the holidays are over, you just kind of have like a small waiting period, and Mortal Kombat X is already out, so the NetherRealm guys are going to seem to most likely have to start hammering away at the characters that are going to be in the game, because especially if there's going to be close to potentially 30 characters in Mortal Kombat X, dude, we're gonna have to see him pop out like a lot. Like there's gonna have to be one every couple of weeks or every month or so leading up to the release of MKX, as well as all the features and what they're doing with the online and everything. But either way, what do you guys think about GORO? We got a bunch of footage on screen representing GORO in his many different forms, but I definitely think the most popular GORO and the most impressive one by any regard to any of his versions was absolutely GORO in the Mortal Kombat movie. Either way, dudes, let me know what you think about this DLC situation. Do you want to see other characters that could potentially show up like this? I don't know if anyone else would really fit this that well, unless it was Shiva or something like that. And I don't think there's too many fans of Shiva. Either way, dudes, thank you a ton for watching. I'll be back with more MKX news as soon as anything pops up. Take care, folks.